I think through my career, a lot of people would traditionally see me and think, well, you're short and you're fat. You have no business being a model. But I think I proved them wrong.
Yeah, I would say so. I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think.
Every now and then it happens, and it has once more.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Tess Holliday, who we have not talked about in a while. She released a new book that is targeted towards teens, that is all about being body positive when you are a teen. So the title of the book is this one right here. I am not on the screen. There I am. Is called Take Up Space, Y'all, Your Bold and Bright Guide to Self-Love by Tess Holliday and Kelly Coon. So I think personally, probably what happened here is that this Kelly woman, who I'm sure is a very nice lady, probably wrote this for the most part, right? And then Tess kind of put her name on it. I could be wrong on that, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. I feel like most of the time, whenever there's like a and kind of writer, that's usually what happens in my experience. But let's see what the description says. And then there's also a interview that she did with, I don't know, some like news station, which we were going to be going over as well. But the description says, make your own rules and treat your body well in this uplifting, inspirational, and fact-filled guide to navigating social media, taking care of yourself, and loving your body by top plus-size model Tess Holliday and award-winning author Kelly Coon. It's a USA Today bestseller, whatever that means. Take Up Space, Y'all gives teen readers a joyful, can't-put-this-down reading experience with advice and colorful anecdotes from body positivity activist, top plus-size model, and inclusivity consultant Tess Holliday. Tess Holliday has been on a mission to shift society's mindset on what is beautiful, what is healthy, and what matters most out of our life living authentically. Now she and co-author Kelly Coon are combating the immense pressure society places on teens, from grades to social status to looks, and acknowledging these can have a negative impact on one's physical and mental health. Let Tess, Kelly, and various professionals guide you to taking up all the space you need by making good eating choices for your body, choosing fashion that defines you, steering clear of social media trolls, seeking help from trusted adults in hard situations, and more. Through fun quizzes, bite-sized stories from Tess's life, writing prompts, and digestible sidebars, this guide is sure to empower you to unleash self-love and to conquer societal pressures while having fun at the same time. So it seems that maybe the reasoning behind it is probably positive, but like when I see stuff like this, and like obviously I'm not a teen, I am 32 years old, but by being around teens, I really doubt that there are a lot of teens that are like, oh hell yeah, dude, the new Tess Holliday book dropped, I can't wait to read this and be inspired, like this feels like older people making something that they think teens would want, when in reality teens are probably not going to want this. There are I don't know. It just feels a little off. I mean, it feels a little cash grabby in my opinion, but it is what it is. But let's go over let's go over this video, which is, again, it's an interview that she did with like a local news station in New York, it looks like, where they are talking about this new book.
One of the world's most recognized and influential plus-size models, and really a pioneer of the body positivity movement since 2010. Her new book, Take Up Space, Y'all, aims to give women permission to dismantle social media toxicity and embrace our unique identity and unapologetically live out loud and on our own terms. I put us in there because I feel like she's speaking to us. All of us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please welcome Tess Holliday. Hello, Tess.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Great to see you, and it's great to know that superstars like you are like us, because you too watch Hunting Wives. Yeah.
I do. I'm jet lagged and sleepy from Hunting Wives.
From staying up too late watching. I know, but you know what? Sometimes we just have to lose ourselves in some twisted television.
Yes, absolutely.
These interviews, bro, they're always just so cheesy. Oh man, I've like, I've done the TV thing a little bit, not as much as I'm sure Tess has, and I don't know, it's just always so not authentic to me.
Well, thank you for spending time with us this morning. You've always been a beacon of just positivity, embracing who we are, which is sort of ironic considering that you started off as a model, which is something, you know, the spotlight is you were scrutinized. Yeah. How did you start that career, and when did you decide to make a pivot and really sort of turn the lens out on everyone else?
Yeah, you know, I started because I didn't see anyone that...
I mean, that's an interesting question because, I mean, that's kind of always been the case. Though, you know, Tess's whole thing has always been, oh, I'm, you know, alternative. I'm an alternative model. And, you know, people don't want me to succeed, but I succeeded anyways. And that's kind of always been her thing. So it's not like she was, like, accepted as a model and then decided, hey, this industry is wrong for not having more plus-size people. Her whole thing has always been, we need to get more, you know, F your beauty standards. We need to get more plus-size people. But you know, a lot of the criticism has been, you know, Tess Holliday says F your beauty standards, but then does basically everything that any other model does other than, you know, is super skinny, right? The only difference between her and a quote unquote regular model is that, you know, she says herself that she's short, right? That's one thing. And then she's fat, again, words that she says herself. Like, that's the only real difference. Everything else, all of the other beauty standards, she pretty much adheres to. And so, I don't know, it's kind of funny.
It looked like me, and I felt like representation was essential, and I feel like, you know, diversity is what makes the world a special place. And I thought, well, if I don't see myself, why can't I be that person? So, you know, through my journey, I realized that there were a lot of other people that didn't feel represented, and so, you know, the rest is history.
The rest is history. And you were actually bullied when you first got into this industry, right? Can you tell us about that?
I was bullied throughout high school, and then I was, you know, I think through my career, a lot of people would traditionally see me and think, well, you're short and you're fat. You have no business being a model. But I think I proved them wrong.
Yeah, I would say so.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. I know. To all the bullies, you guys aren't aging well.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah. So it's kind of.
Oh my God, dude. It's so, like, it's so funny to be like, you know, oh, you know, we shouldn't care about how we look. And then in this interview, you know, people are saying, well, you guys are ugly now. And so Tess Holliday is beautiful. So it's just so funny, man.
Kind of the best though, isn't it?
Right?
You're like, come on.
I mean, I get mistaken all the time for a much younger, you know, lady, but I always say that it's the cheeseburger grease that fills me out.
I mean, I'm sure there's other things that help as well, right?
I love it. You know, I always see, and I'm the mother of two boys who are teenagers, and I have nieces, and the messaging out there, it's not going anywhere.
No.
And I wonder what you can tell our viewers at home about this time in their life, right? I feel like 12 to 21, maybe even 12 to 30.
Yeah.
You're inundated with all these messages about what you should be or should not be, or what you should eat or should not eat. What message do you have for them?
Well, that's part of why I wrote Take Up Space, y'all. I didn't think that in this day and age with social media where the kids are also connected, and as a mom myself, there's really no way to kind of find your own identity and find maybe something that speaks to you and answer some of these questions. We have the internet, but the internet's not always a safe space, and it's not always factual, so why couldn't...
And in my opinion, you can't really make money off of that, right? Selling a book is a way that you can make money. I don't know. Maybe I'm cynical, but it just, if the goal really is, I want to help as many people as possible, it's strange to me to put it behind a book and then sell that book that is marketed towards teens when social media is free and like you can just share that information for free. I don't know. It just seems bizarre to even like go this route, right? For doing what it is that you're trying to do here.
I write a book that had actual information with experts and fun quizzes so that you can find your personal style. You know how to deal with frenemies. You know how important it is to take a break from social media and touch grass or, you know, like find hobbies that interest you, or how do you do your hair and makeup? Like, little things that maybe you don't have a safe adult or someone telling you. You can discover that on your own, and I think give them permission to take up space and show up as they are and figure out what that looks like for them.
What can people expect with this book, Take Up Space, Y'all?
I mean, I'm so proud of this book. When I was growing up, I had Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, and that was my Bible.
Same.
I loved it.
Yes.
And so I was like, I want to do a modern version of that. And so there's a lot of, fun quizzes. We talk about anything from disordered eating.
So it's just like the way that I see this is that it's someone, like I said earlier, it's someone that is using a medium that maybe they used when they were younger, Tess Holliday or, the other writer of the book, and trying to be like, oh, kids want this now. But I don't think that there are many kids that actually want this. This feels, in my opinion, right, and especially with the the way that this is being marketed here on this show, like this is being marketed towards the parents of these kids to buy the book, and then the kids are gonna be like, Mom, I don't want this. Like, I'm not going to read this. I'm not interested in this, right? But it's like the mom's like, oh my God, this reminds me of, Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. This reminds me of a book I read when I was, 13 and, but I'm 45 now or whatever it might be, 50 years old now or whatever, right? And so it doesn't seem like it really hits the mark, in my opinion. I don't think that there are going to be that many kids that are just like, yes, dude, I'm so excited about this book.
Which is very important and on the rise right now in our youth, to how to find your personal style. And it's fun. I think it's funny, and I think they're really going to love it.
I think they're really going to love it too.
Yeah.
So if a teenage girl is, out there questioning her appearance, I know you say put down the social media, pick up the book, touch grass, which I'm going to be thinking about for forever now. How do you, is it just, don't worry, you're going to get to a point in your life where all of this is going to be in the rearview mirror? Because I wouldn't go back to being 16 for all the money in the world.
It is tough.
There's actually little bits of advice that I have in there, and one of them was, what do you say when somebody's maybe picking on you or maybe attacking that your family doesn't make a lot of money or they don't like your clothes or, whatever. And I always tell them what my mom would tell me, you're not going to see these people in a few years. And if you're anything like me, you will see them in a few years, and then they're sliding in your DMs being like, I've always loved you. And I was like, you literally shoved me into lockers. But I think it's important for
I mean, I don't feel like that's really great advice. Like, just become famous and then people will like you. And I mean, I don't know, like maybe obviously she's more popular than I've ever been, but I had people that were like bullies to me that it's not like I have a bunch of people reaching out to me now being like, dude, I've always liked you. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just feels like we're trying to make this real life be like a movie when just real life isn't like that. And like, I always think it's funny when people start to do well, right? Tess is doing well for herself. And there's like this fantasy that everyone in the past is seething and upset and thinking about me. I don't think that people think about me. They're not like, oh, I remember when John was fat and disgusting and he's just like, I just don't think that I am on people's minds like that.
For kids and for young adults, and even myself included, to learn boundaries and to be able to stand up for yourself and to be able to discover who you are without having, I think there's so much pressure on kids to be and act a certain way, and I think there should be a little bit more fun and less pressure on them.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think touching grass is a good way too.
Right. And lots of fun.
Do that.
And
Yeah.
lots of fun.
Yes.
All those bullies in your DMs.
Amen.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When you finish the show, DM us. Let us know
I
what you
will.
think.
I will.
I know.
Make sure to
gotta
pick up a
know.
copy of Take Up Space, y'all, wherever books.
Well, there you guys go. Honestly, it's kind of hard to watch for me, but I don't know. There's really not much to say about it. I am curious if anyone ends up reading this, what they think about it. But the vibe that I'm getting is, middle-aged woman making a book for what she thinks people want to hear or whatever. But it's really ends up just being for other middle-aged women or middle-aged people to feel better about. Because in the way I see it, I feel like the majority of people that are going to read this book are probably closer to Tess's age than they are to the age that the book is intended for. But, you know, that's just my opinion. I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.